Cut it out in
I told
post.
you Bienvenue Power Bottoms is still on the table.
I'm gonna close
We're
this.
recording right now.
Yeah,
This
and-
isn't gonna be cut out, isn't it?
No!
No, it's not.
Ready? Here's the intro. Here's the intro.
Give it to me.
Let's go.
Hello, guys and gays. Welcome back.
Alright, you've already eliminated the straight audience.
Welcome back. This is the
You've
first
eliminated the
video.
straight audience.
We never had a straight audience.
I am the one.
If they're
looking, if they're searching for visual novels,
Hey,
To be
I
fair,
did.
Katawa Shoujo is a pretty straight visual novel.
It is a
We should
very
just
straight
say
visual
Just
novel.
that we're playing this with
Y'all.
4 lesbians.
Whatever.
We cut none of this and use this whole thing as the intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should we like?
Yeah.
Let's just go into it.
Ourselves?
Alright.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm JD.
tell us a fun fact.
I'm the only straight one here.
First thing.
we've successfully eliminated the all of the straight males.
We have successfully eliminated the straights.
I love this group so much.
My hands are cold.
Oh, I'm vibing to this music. Who's next?
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm an artist. Ish.
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 You're going to
Big-ish.
college for art.
Yeah, that doesn't
Say
really
that when you go to class.
Hi, I'm Summer. I'm sitting at the foot of my bed trying to listen to a bunch of chaotic gays and one.
But hi, my name is Cara, and I'm definitely not playing Animal Crossing.
Thanks.
And that saves the best for last. That's
Sure.
a lie. That was so mean.
Wow,
I'm always.
we support bullying here.
We
Yeah.
support bullying.
We support
about
cyberbullying.
We do not support bullying.
We do.
No, we just joke around with each other way too much.
No, we support bullying.
DIY recipe.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
You do
Tell us about your
cosplay.
fun
You do
facts.
cosplay.
And
You made us do a fun fact.
And I cosplay
cosplay.
because I'm a weeb.
Me too.
oh
though.
boy.
I mean, hold on. I mean, alright, let's get started.
Let's go.
Yes, let's.
I'm gonna have to keep muting my
Oh,
mic
God.
to cough.
Everybody know their characters?
Curly hair.
Don't worry, I remember whose
Curly
people's
hair,
characters
don't even
are.
know their name.
I
Oh my
remember
God,
every-
we're gonna have to listen to JD talk for like 30 years.
Yeah, I talk for
God.
weights. Alright,
Nothing.
I demand silence. I will mute all of
Alright.
you.
Oh, fuck.
I demand silence.
No.
We are imposing Zen on this Discord.
No.
A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer, not that I would know. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Oh?
Oh,
You're approaching me.
Chef bro.
Hello. I love this music. Hisao, you came? I must not put my finger down hard.
A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
I almost forgot what this game was about.
Don't worry, this
Oh,
Fine, everything's okay.
it's okay, we
Be
can
just great
What?
What?
if my stream actually loaded.
It's okay, you don't have any lines for like 30 years.
You're a while
I
from
know.
now, so.
Alright.
You have lines
Iwanako?
for I do though.
Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result? Pathetic.
Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. I think, you guys ever seen the movie Alien? Alright, oh wait, no, I remember Zoe couldn't watch that scene, never mind.
Shut up.
We're not talking about.
It's a chest burster. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You just went super echoey there.
Yeah, but it kind of worked.
It'll buff.
It sets the mood.
It made it dramatic.
It sets the
It
tone.
does. You see,
It was like God was whispering to me.
I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
No, I won't.
End game.
I stand there.
Was broken a while ago.
I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hisao?
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of binding pain along my arms.
Hisao?
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes which shoot open in terror.
Hisao!
The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. Knees weak, arms heavy, my palms sweaty. I forget the order of those. Mom spaghetti.
Knees weak,
spaghetti.
palms sweaty, mom spaghetti.
I'm spaghetti. Such a weird thing. I love it.
The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All of these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Imagine getting a heart attack when a girl asks you out.
I know I've said this before, but can you fucking imagine
the
it?
girl asks you out.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the tarot card readings. Alright, let's talk about the tarot card readings now.
Summer just say that.
Summer, you
Damn, alright.
maybe let one of the single people here say that, alright?
Well, you.
Wait, what did Summer I didn't even hear her. What?
Imagine if a girl asked you out.
Imagine not having to initiate the relationship.
Imagine having a relationship.
Yeah, it could be me.
I'm sorry.
Also, I'm trying to build a cliff and there's a twink in my way.
What?
It's Flick.
Oh.
Alright, so let's talk about the tarot cards.
Oh?
So
Yeah,
so
it
so
feels
we
great
had
to
we
take
had
so long.
Zoe do tarot card readings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did the future loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
We also asked him yes. I also asked a yes or no question, and so what we learned about me, at least, is that I'm going to be dating a hot Asian. It's going to be it's going to be set up for me somehow. I'm going to meet them through
Yeah.
someone else, basically.
He needs to stop being a pussy.
I need to stop being a
Uh-huh.
pussy.
But
Oh
he
yeah,
also needs to chill
it
out.
also came down to when it was like describing what was it, like, an issue, and it came down to a card that meant manipulative, power hungry. My first thought was Yennefer from The Witcher. But
I mean, she is, but she's not dating a hot Asian lady.
well, I mean, like, well, no, like,
Oh?
I'll end up dating a hot Asian lady.
JD,
And
what's your line?
hold on. Let me finish this, right? So, the other thing we found out is that it's either that there's gonna be someone in the way of the relationship.
Be Yennefer. It's gonna be Ike.
Ike is in the way of my relationship.
You're two in love.
All right, let's continue.
Let's go.
We could talk about the other readings afterward.
Oh, oh god, those are special.
You gotta read me. I want to know if I'm gonna date a hot Asian lady. I won't.
Wait, I feel like I'm a witch would have been a better fun fact than I cosplay.
Well,
Yeah.
too fucking
well,
late.
Yeah.
We can put that later. We can.
I
All right, now
anime
we've now
ladies.
just lost all of the religious audience too, all the Christian audience.
Yes, we did.
We
Yeah.
lost that the moment we started playing Katawa Shoujo.
True.
It's fine. I'm
we also
Catholic.
lost it the moment we said
It's
we're
fine.
all
We'll gain it
okay.
back right now. I'm Catholic.
Wow. Well, we're all gay,
Oh.
so there it goes. Okay.
Don't have a heart
That's,
attack.
that's the
Rose.
heart attack.
I have a heart attack talking.
It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on for so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it's supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, Ike in English, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But then, the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left in my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead.
Nerd.
Okay,
Definitely
look.
a boomer.
Just because I have the Witcher books right next to me.
So do I. You're not special.
Shit. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I'd go back for more. Delicious, delicious ink. I found that I liked reading, and I even think I became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness, through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. That happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party.
It's not a party. It's an intimate get-together.
Copyright!
Thank you so much.
Copyright strike.
That's Phineas and Ferb.
There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment.
Oh, hello, Hisao. How are you today?
I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him.
I believe you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. Is this Kingdom Hearts?
Your heart is stronger now, Sora!
With the power of friendship, and also murder. That's what Kingdom Hearts is about, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much about the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
Well, actually, I mean, never mind. Okay. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription.
The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly.
Oh no.
Oh, there's so many rolls.
So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Word soup.
Dance.
Just dance.
Just
Yeah.
starts doing the worm across the hospital floor.
Oh God.
Summer.
The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Word soup. This is insane.
48 hours.
Yeah. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindictions.
Decreased.
Is this not how contradictions is spelled?
No, it's not.
Nope.
And dosages are listed
contradiction.
line after line with cold precision.
Don't say that.
We're not gonna do the southern accent thing again.
Ah.
No.
Oh, I should have been Southern.
I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this? For the rest of my life? Every day?
So bad, man. Oh.
That's rough, buddy.
Zuko, that's rough, buddy.
Can you imagine you get some prescriptions and that's what the doctor said?
Also, Zoe, I don't know if this is too much to ask, but like anytime we reference like a clip like that, can you put that clip over top of it?
Of course.
I don't know if that's too much to ask. I don't know how good you are at editing.
I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point. Shut up. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Huh?
Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick!
Oh, gee whiz. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school.
What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say.
I love this voice.
Calm down. The way he says it, it tells me that he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored.
We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Iwanako Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Uh-huh.
Disabled? What? Am I?
Yeah, you're disabled.
We're breaking your legs right now.
I'm breaking your legs.
I love it so.
Oh, I'm gonna choke. It is a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby.
Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact.
Are you a fucking ableist?
Yes, it is. We know this.
They spend the rest of the game just talking about how he's not disabled. Like, aight, bud.
He does. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point.
Die then.
Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you.
Considering your mother hasn't said anything.
Is his mother
She's
even
mute.
there?
She's also disabled.
You've known this for years, Hisao. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like
We
I
checked
really...
this place out without you.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital, Megan.
We took a Snapchat for you.
we put it on our Snapchat story. We thought you would have seen.
Without you knowing.
Yeah.
It looks like I really don't have a choice.
Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to what? What are you laughing at? What's wrong?
Compared to other heart problems, like being a heartless.
Like not having a heart, Sora. That's what you get for fighting Riku.
Continue.
Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good.
Can we get? Alright, just continue.
And this is a good opportunity to continue your education.
This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity.
What would you like me to call it then, you little bitch? Wow, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. Well, it's not the same one.
A special school. That's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down.
Right, bitch.
Damn.
It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active, in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another.
That's right, Sora. Sorry.
Stop being a bitch, Sora!
Stop being a little bitch, Sora. Go to school. Your father's right. And many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. What if of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate.
I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by English. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now.
Cry.
It's funny. I'd always thought that my life was actually kind of boring. But now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell at something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything.
Oh, jeez.
Poggers.
No!
I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this. But the thought of going to a disabled school? What are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like.
Was that so hard, my man?
This guy's
You don't know what it's like.
Being me. Alright, we've gotten Mickey Mouse out of our system. Are we all relieved?
Yes.
Aw.
We can put something on this.
Alright, so it's the end of the video.
Subscribe.
Don't subscribe. Don't like or comment. We won't read it.
No way.
We won't. We will cry if someone puts a nasty
Ignore us.
comment.
Ignore us.
I thought we weren't reading it. How would we know?
Yeah, GD.
Exactly.
fuck y'all's
It's
comments.
wait.
Get fucked.
We just vibes.
I will cry.
We'll all cry.
I'll record it.
Yay.
Next video soon.
Oh, smart.
Maybe.
Maybe? Maybe.
Ooh.
If I can edit.
If we could hire a professional editor.
God, yeah, right.